Well, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this week's quick little update. These are going to be real quick, these short little weekly calls just to bring you up to date on what we're doing. Our objective is to get 80% of the people that you know in your list to download our app under your name over the next couple of months. So each week we'll have a full court press to get that done. Now, last week we sent you an email that you should send out. Hopefully, you forwarded that to your in house list. Some of you have MailChimp or Constant Contact. That's a great way to do it. If you just use Outlook or Google Mail, that's fine too. Just cut and paste the email addresses into the blind CC so that you're not broadcasting your list to everybody else. If you put it in just a regular carbon copy, the CC line, then everybody that gets it will know, have a list of everybody that you know. You don't want to do that because somebody will inappropriately confiscate it. So put in the blind CC line and don't send out more than 49 emails at a time if you're using Google or Hotmail or something else because at 50 and more, it goes into the filter for spam, and some of the emails won't get sent out. Now, the what you're looking at on the screen right now is the follow-up we did at the end of last week with your LinkedIn and Facebook templates. There's a little bit of an ad copy above the top here that you can type in. This is work that can be delegated. We really don't want you to do this. We would prefer you give this to somebody in your office so they can get it done without having to spend more than a couple of minutes. And the first time or two they do it, it's probably going to take 10 or 15 minutes. But after that, it becomes a 2-minute ordeal to do a posting to Facebook. Unless your staff is real young, then they can probably do it in about 2 seconds. So you're seeing up here templates that we sent you last week. Go ahead and pump them in. That's and then down at the bottom is a little banner that you should run at the bottom of all of your emails. Every time you send an email out, you should include this little banner at the bottom, especially if you're doing a newsletter. And all of these are hyperlinks so that you will send people right back to your video clip. And last week we had a video clip that looked like this. Track your mileage. That's what we really talked about. This week we're going to send out a different one, and I'm going to bring that up. This week, instead of sending out a great big graphic, we're just going to do a simple text, and this email is going to you today. It's just a simple text email compared to the big graphic email that we did last week because we want to constantly bounce this around and change it up, make it look different. Every week we're giving them some new reason to download AutoCapt. And because sooner or later we're going to hit something that's bugging them. Either they got in trouble with their bookkeeper for not tracking lunch, or they got an audit on a mileage, or they heard a complaint because no one can remember what's going on. A few minutes ago, my own wife called me and she said, I got a charge here from New York City at an ice cream shop for $12.01. And I don't know what this is for. It says New York City. You haven't been in New York for over a year. Of course, I said, well, did you check AutoKept? And it turned out that I was in Boston, but they use a New York City mailing address. I bet that's confusing on their charges. But I bought $12 worth of ice cream for Travis and I. Of course, Travis had no calorie, no sugar, no chemicals ice cream. I think they just gave him a cone with air. But anyway, this thing really helps you out when your bookkeeper's trying to figure out and reconcile all of your charges. It's going to do the same thing for your clients. So this week, forward the email to you, and when they click on the little line down here, the hyperlinked line, this week they're going to get a different looking presentation because we keep changing it up. This one's I'm going to just play it. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Let me see if I can make sure it goes over the microphone. If you've ever gotten that annoying call from accounting asking about a $43 charge at Applebee's, and of course you can't remember, well, the next time when the waitress brings the bill, simply click on your app. Take a picture of the bill and talk to your phone. Just say who you were with and what you were doing there. All the details go right into your back-end database. Now accounting will know exactly what to charge us for, and you'll never get that annoying call again. To test drive our new app, just click the download button today. Pretty quick and simple. 30, 40 seconds. That's all we're asking your clients to look at, a 30 or 40 second video. When they do and they click download, it says enter your phone, get the app. Then it sends them the text message with a link to your version. I have a lot of people ask me, well, they can go right straight to the App Store and get this. Without our version on there. Well, that's true, they could, but it's not very likely. It's just not very likely that anyone would do that, to type in AutoKept at the App Store and try to skip the private labeling. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, if you're not using the app every day yourself, you are going to fail at this project. We will not be able to get you 50 or 100 or 500 or 5,000 people paying you 20% of the gross billing at the $10 a month, simply because that's just the way the world works. I've noticed if you're not in love with the product, you cannot make it work for your customers or with your customers. So start using the app. If you have problems on any of this, make sure you send us an email. I'm going to put the email up right before we get done today. I did want to share with you one last story, because that's it. We're done for today. We're going to, every week we'll have this little conversation. They're all going to be 10 to 15 minutes long maximum. Here's what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. Lunch is the number one thing that people get phone calls about. Meals and entertainment from their bookkeeper, their accountant. Next week we're going to be talking about when you buy something online, tracking that. So the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is a little event that just happened to me. I was at a restaurant Sunday, and when I walked up to the counter to pay the bill, the little girl up there was probably only 16 or 17 years old. It's obvious that she was just a little dingleberry. But anyway, I showed her the app because I show it to everybody, and this is why I want you to use it. I show it to everyone, and I brought the app out and I said, watch this, watch what I do. And I recorded the transaction. She looked at me and says, oh my God, my dad has to have this. He has a company with 50 employees and they all need this all the time. It's such a problem. So, of course, I shared the app with her immediately, and then I asked her dad's name and a company name, so now I'm going to follow up on that. But isn't that amazing how many times things happen that we don't really expect, simply because we're out there using it and talking about it and showing it. So every time you have a transaction, use the app, show it to people around you, and share the app, because you're going to be amazed. You yourself can probably get this app on 100 more phones this year, all by yourself, not including your clients. Just you can get it on 100 phones if you share it every time you spend any money. Okay, so if you have any questions or problems on getting things loaded, call or send an email over to support, and Travis will call you back, or one of the guys on his team. We've got people standing by to support you to get the app loaded on your phone, fix up the name and address blank so it looks the way you like, so that you understand how to get the emails forwarded and the postings done. And I strongly, strongly recommend that you turn all of this over to one of your people. Don't do this yourself. This is just a simple, repetitive task that your staff can handle, and then we're going to get those apps downloaded, and your life's going to be a lot better, and you're going to start making money and get more clients. Okay, that's everything for today. I appreciate you all logging on. Next week, I'll talk to you about what we're doing for tracking online purchases, so the bookkeeper never calls and says, what did you buy at Amazon? Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye now.